Good day guys, nice to have you here. Today we'll talk about why developers are painfully hesitant to give Argus a buff that a lot of Argus mains or players want. Some of the things we will talk about are what makes Argus broken and powerful, and compare him with other heroes as well. But first, let's talk about why other heroes are considered meta while Argus is not. I chose this gameplay as an example since the heroes the enemies picked were some of the most coveted in the game right now, with tremendous win rates, pick rates, and ban rates. As a lot of you all know, these heroes have tremendous success. Reason why meta heroes are considered great is because of their synergy with a lot of lineups and ability to play effectively against a great number of heroes. For instance, Valentina. She can counter enemies that rely on powerful ultimates to break the game by stealing their own ultimates and using it against them. Aemon can deal tremendous damage and avoid target locking skills which a lot of heroes use or rely on. He is also a great jungler since he does not heavily rely on items just to take down a number of heroes. Eve has a ridiculous range that can help her gain advantage during the laning phase and is an excellent ally in teamfights, while Johnson can travel quickly from one side of the map to another with ease and goes so well with a lot of allies in securing a kill. And of course, Carry, a marksman with tremendous damage output thanks to her true damage, which is effective against both squishy heroes and tank heroes. For a marksman, she also has great mobility. Now let's talk about Argus. He can briefly stun and pull his target, slow enemies within a significant duration, has good mobility because of his temporary bonus movement speed, and of course, gain temporary immortality. Not only that, he is one of the most powerful damage dealers in the game. With that being said, why is he still considered a non-meta hero? Contrary to popular belief though, Argus is actually one of the most powerful heroes in the game. If you look at Argus' performance, he is also doing very well. In fact, ever since he got revamped, he was always one of the heroes with the highest win rates. His position with the highest win rate never dropped below top 15. The reason is because he is not a meta hero, he is an anti-meta hero. Well, at least against most meta heroes, that is. Hear me out. All of his damage dealing skills are ground targeted. This allows him to hit enemies that are invisible or cloaked, such as Natalia and Aemon. Another misunderstood trait of Argus is his second skill. Some players say that his old second skill was better since it dealt burst damage instead of the bleeding effect. Actually, the bleeding effect is what makes him great. Because of that, he's capable of cancelling invisibility and cloaking skills, which are starting to become more common now. If they retained Argus' old skill, then he wouldn't have anything to fight such heroes. All they have to do is recloak or dash out, gain invisibility and escape, or worse, retaliate against Argus and take him down. What also makes him so good against a lot of meta heroes is his ultimate. Most heroes rely on skill combos and their own ultimates to take down Argus. But thanks to his ultimate, such skills are made useless a lot of times. And since it provides immunity to slow effects, it will be difficult for enemies to stop his retaliation. As long as you are not reckless in playing Argus and know which skills and items to use based on the situation, you will be able to defeat a lot of heroes, including the top tier heroes, easily. Here's a diagram showing meta and non-meta heroes Argus can play well against. If I missed someone, do let me know in the comment section below. Those are only some of the heroes that Argus can play well against. and there are more heroes that he can fight with evenly. So all in all, there are roughly 50 heroes Argus can be a good matchup with. Not only is Argus capable of defeating the heroes I showed earlier easily, most of them have zero outplays against him. Unlike other powerful heroes that can be outclassed using multiple methods, such as by using certain items, certain skills, and even certain strategies. Basically, meta heroes are powerful against more heroes than Argus. However, most, if not all of them, are incapable of completely turning a hero useless. This means that Argus is not always a good pick. He may not be able to play well against many heroes, but versus certain heroes, he can completely shut them down. This is also the reason why he is still one of my picks up until now. I may not be picking him all the time, but if I notice the enemy team picking at least 3 or more heroes that Argus can play well against, I probably would pick Argus. Now we're done talking about how absurdly overpowered Argus is against certain heroes. Let's talk about the 2 things that Argus needs without breaking the game or without getting banned all the time. Number 1. The developers can give his ultimate the effect of giving Argus the ability to negate attack speed debuffs. After all, they nerfed his ultimate to only 4 seconds, so gaining immunity from attack speed debuffs within that duration to me does not seem overpowered at all. Number 2. They can adjust his physical attack growth. In my opinion, buffing it is not a necessity. Instead, what it needs is an adjustment. I think it would be better if his base physical attack is increased, and to compensate for that buff, decrease his damage growth without nerfing his total physical attack gain from leveling. For example, his base physical attack currently is 100 at level 1 and is 159 at level 15, with a physical attack growth of about 4.21 every time Argus levels up. They can perhaps give him a base damage of 129 at level 1 and a physical attack growth of only 2.21 every time Argus levels up for a total physical attack of still 159. In doing so, Argus will be able to perform better during the early game without losing his edge on the late game. That's it. It's so simple, but in my opinion can truly help him gain more picks without feeling too powerful. If you think so too, then I suggest liking and sharing this video so that YouTube will promote it to more people. And if you have time, submit these recommendations. The more of us submit the same suggestion or recommendation, the more the developers will notice it. Just like you, I truly want Argus to become more relevant than he already is. So please, help me get this video out there, or at the very least, submit these recommendations to the developers. Let me show you how you can do that. On the main menu, tap the call center looking icon. It's on the upper left corner closer to your avatar. Then tap Suggestions and Gameplay. Next, tap on Hero Balancing Problems. Next, tap Form_Hero Balance Suggestion. Select Argus, select option A, and of course add your suggestion or recommendation. Don't forget to let them know what your rank is, and finally, tap the Submit button. As always, thank you so much for watching, and in case you still haven't done it yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe everyone. Peace.